That's me.
That's me, I'm so sorry.
So say there's a bunch of people.
The microphone's still off.
Okay, now I muted it.
No, right now I got a problem that doesn't work. I press a button, okay, it doesn't work here.
That doesn't work again?
Yeah, it doesn't work again, yeah. So anyway, I just try.
So let's.
People can hear the room.
Oh, good, okay.
Try that one, try that one.
Yeah, I just frozen. I know they're frozen.
Okay,
They're frozen,
All
okay.
right.
So we can start. Yeah,
Hold on,
we
just-
should start. yeah.
Okay, right, so.
I'm gonna sit in the back.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, well, we finally got that sorted out. Thanks again for everybody's patience and welcome to those of you in the room. This is the final edition of our human performance focus area talks for the semester, and Dr. YiYuan Tang has graciously offered his time to talk to us about some of his latest research. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. Thanks again for doing this.
Thank you, Jason. You work with us to solve the problem. Thank you. So I want to move a little bit faster today because it's a bit late. So this is the idea. So I think I want to thank the funding agency. Yeah, to support our work, also the lab members who make it possible. So this is the outline. So I'm going to talk about the effortless training of attention control, but I want to explain the effortful one. So it's pretty new. Oh. So then I'm talking about a mechanism. It doesn't work. I know go this way.
It's just delayed.
Yeah, it's delay, right? Okay, go this way. So then I'm talking about application in both health and performance. Usually we separate. We talk about a health, a problem, disease. Then we talk about the performance separate, but I believe they're same. Also, I show the evidence. Then talk about how to cultivate if we have time. Yeah, it's too slow anyway. So the background, I stay here, maybe easier. Yeah. So self-control and attention are always important, we all know, right? But I think for the attention, I want to explain a little bit like here. So this is called alerting functioning. Then when you hear the sound, you try to find where, it's called orienting. But our brain is a prediction machine, so we predict if this is the same as in our mind. It's called if it's a conflict, it's called executive function, executive attention to solve the conflict, like reality different from your expectation. Then we go further. Important part here, like executive attention and self-control, they share the similar brain circuitry in the prefrontal cortex. Doesn't work. No, here, let's go this way. So the better self-control improve the attention, emotion regulation, cognitive performance, reduce stress. Important thing, this can relate to performance, and this one goes to the health part. Not a problem. Then finally, they promote both health behavior change and in performance. So that's why these two parts are so important, including the relationship, including the success, including the peak performance, also the health and well-being. So I show this one. So you see the attention and self-control, they share the two very important areas in the circuitry called anterior cingulate cortex, ACC, and prefrontal cortex, usually in midline. If you put more effort, they go to the lateral part. So interesting for the past 50 years. So we believe attention equates to effort. This is why we develop all the training protocol in the effort way. So various program, attention training, working memory training has been developed. And unfortunately, last study, multi-center study, they show effort training has a limited far transfer effect. It means you work on working memory, you go only transfer working memory, does not improve like emotion or others. Doesn't work. Oh, okay, don't work. So in contrast here, so it seems that the promising fast transfer effect happened in following the effort training. So I'll give you an example called nature exposure. So you go outside in the park. So you don't need to put a lot of effort, right? Then some effortless practice I'm going to explain to you. Then interesting, also the recent studies show attention is not only an effort. It means attention equates effort to effort. It's not a correct picture or not a whole picture. So then I'll give you the two examples about this one. So effort for training and effortless training. So this is a definition or explanation. You see, so always required sustained mental effort and control through all the training period. Then often supported by the frontal parietal. I show you the figure. Then example, all this part. Even though people think I do meditation, I relax, calm, but people try very hard to concentrate. It's effortful. So then you go to the effortless training, so you engage the minimal mental effort and automatic control. Minimal effort is real called effortless. People think not zero effort at all, actually minimal. You walk in the park, you experience environment, it could be very minimal effort. So this is called. Then they support by the different brain regions. In particular, anterior cingulate, the posterior cingulate in the midline, then go to the striatum, reward center. Important thing also the parasympathetic nervous system. It means so your lower heart rate, very relaxing, calm. So your parasympathetic works. Otherwise, your very active arousal is a sympathetic, like a stress level. So I go further about this one, so show you the effort for training, the classical example. This is called a working memory training. So the working memory training here is talking about this is a two memory, like two back. It means that you need to remember this location. You also remember the two locations. You use this one compared to this one called 1, 2 compare. But then they continue to show square. You need to remember this one compared to this one. Go this one compared to this one, all the two back. Then if you go to 3 back, you go to remember this one, remember here. This one, remember here, then go to the 4, 5, 6. Very hard. Even though the very smart PhD student cannot make it. So you use a high level of effort. So another thing I want to explain the mechanism. So it disappear again. Anyway. So you see the structure here. So this is called a frontal parietal area, lateral side. And this is all related to the working memory training, effortful practice. If you do the effortless meditation training, you go to the middle, ACC, you go to the insula, go to the reward system. Then we go further. There's an important topic here, like effortful training, effortless training always linked to the network training or state training. So this is the explanation. So you use the working memory class, attention class to follow certain performance. You keep the effort. So you involve the same network always. So they call network training, always effortful. Then this kind of training also involve the same area, limited trust transfer. It means the network training actually is part of effortful training. Then you go to state training, you only change the brain bodily state, like a mindfulness, exercise, you change, right? Then they engage a diverse network. It's different from effortful network. But the important thing, they produce the far transfer effect. So they can help many, many things. So then why? So we go further, I want to give a summary, then we'll move forward. So the effort for training actually focuses on or required a narrow concentration and increasing task difficulty to maintain the state. So I call it a doing mode, doing. Then in contrast, effortless training encourages open focus, not one thing. And the minimal effort to keep this state, I call it a being mode, being. Why? I show you this one, you understand. So we are called a human being, but we behave like human doing, right? Particularly American, right? You drive through for lunch, you only have a time sleep for recovery. But if you have a poor sleep quality, you can never restore. So this is a problem. So we overlooked about this doing and being state. So more reading if you're interested. So we publish a lot of work about this training network, all their part. So you can pay attention or you can check online. So the second part, I talk about the mechanism. So for mechanism, we need to consider there are various effortless training approach, many, but we can focus on their mental process. So they may share the similar mental process. Then we can figure out the region involved. So you see, automatic detection or location of a proper effort, attention, energy, and resource to effortlessly monitor and regulate global neurodynamics, hemostasis, ongoing performance experience. So this is all the process. Then, based on the literature, private work, this anterior cingulate cortex, posterior cingulate cortex, and striatum circuitry may support this training. So example, you check the literature, nature exposure of this experience already improved its performance and involved ACC. In addition, effortless practice, lots of practice, also involve the same ACC, PCC strategy. I explained to you, I'm going to talk about IBMT, also use it as an example. Pseudo Zen is a Zen practice, right? And the transcendental meditation, repeated a mantra, and a non-dual awareness practice. So let me explain to you this one. So about this one. So for this IBMT, actually I developed in 1990s when I was a professor in medical school. So I want to use this one and a control group called relaxation therapy training to show you why effortless training works. And even though the brief one, like a 5 session, each one about 20 minutes, very short works. So this effortless training stress no effort to control or manipulate the thought and the feeling, but instead encourage awareness of one's natural state of mind and acceptance of whatever arises in one's awareness. So it's really hard to explain, but I think if you look at the publication of our books, you will find out how to make it. So in general, if you want to go deeper, you could see, actually, they want to create attention balanced state. You approach a balanced state. Then you find that you start a self-organized, self-regulate, self-rehab system. So just a short answer. I can talk more about that part later. So the relaxation therapy, we all know, right? Relaxing the different part of muscle group, then create a relaxation and a calmness state in mentally and physically. Have been widely used in many, many studies, including us. So I give you example, if we design a study, why we use RCT? RCT means randomized clinical trial, all double blind. So very rigorous, so you can show it really works based on your training. Anyway. So this is the design I just show you, we measures. So you see, we measure, randomize the short training, then its behavior measure go to the attention, cognition, emotion, control, self-control, neuroimaging, physiology. This is like the typical study design. So I show you first one about a 20-minute session, 5 session. Why? Because the students hate to do the weekend, only Monday to Friday. That's all. They cannot tolerate over 20 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes. So number one, called the DMN, deformal network. We also call the resting state. So I explain to you, number one, it's a very large in the midline network. And also, it's best known for being active when one is not doing any demanding task, like daydreaming, mind wandering, no task. They are very active. Then also thinking of self and others works. Important thing here, associated with the negative emotion, poor performance, and also related to Alzheimer's, other mental disorder. In other words, it seems that this network here, we need to change it because excessive activity, it means lots of negative part. So, here, lots of negative part. So we try to reduce or regulate this network to see if it works. Pay attention, this all over activate, right? So we go this one, you see this is 5 session. Using the IBMT versus relaxation here. So you see they significantly reduce the DMN, right? Also reduce stress, improve emotion. Pay attention to some part here. Only here, self-control center increase in ACC, self-awareness part PCC increase, reward center increase. So you look back, you can find, oh my goodness, significant change. In other words, even though the 5 session, we can save lots of energy and mental resource for us to better performance in other areas. So then, this is the functional change. Now go to the brain plasticity in structure change. First, we go to the Y matter change. So we don't know when we can change the brain structure, right? We don't know. We also don't know if the brain change is associated with the behavior change. So this is called the diffusion tensor imaging, pretty advanced one. So they can track the fiber. So I show you, this is the fiber. This one, only the 5 hours, 10 session, 2 Monday to Friday, 1 week break, then another Monday to Friday. So we change structure. This is bigger, you can see. So all the structure change here cover the attention and the self-control area from this part. Yeah, in other words, so even though the very short session, we can change structure. If you go to real fiber track, you see the track fiber, the real grow Y matter, you see the real grow, the Y matter. So the Y matter here, ACC self-control center, right? And striatum reward center, PCC self-awareness. So it seems that the fiber really grow when you deliver a short experience, if they in the effortless state. It's powerful, so we change it. So then the question, is this one correlated with behavior change? Of course, the emotion. So this is structure in the brain. We find emotion really correlated with structure change. Yeah, in other words, brain structure change also support or accompanied by the positive emotion improvement. So by the way, I want to explain the Y matter. Why Y matter important? Because Y matter is the review particle. Y matter actually influence, modulate diverse human behavior, all Y matter here. So you can see all here. So we actually find the IBMT target is main circuitry in Y matter. This is why they can influence cognition, emotion, behavior. By the way, not only we have a Y matter, we also have a gray matter in the brain. So gray matter also change here. also change in the PCC after the 10 hours session. So it seemed that the Y matter change around here, but the gray matter start from the back. So there's something meaningful. It means in a different time course of brain plasticity, in the Y matter, gray matter to support different function and behavior. So another question, we show the functional change, show the structure change, but I want to ask if this training can change brain chemistry. We have many neurotransmitter chemistry in the brain. So then we find the same design, we change the neurochemistry around here. 3 chemistry, the chemistry related to emotion regulation, cognitive functioning, self-control, and others. Even though someone like this one really support like a cognitive performance, can reduce the cognitive decline in Alzheimer's and dementia. So this related to the emotion. Anyway, so we also use the EEG, the brain cat, simple one. We find actually mainly from the literature and our work, we find mainly improve the alpha wave, theta wave, pretty slow. Right now we are in the beta. Many beta, high beta, we show the anxiety, we show the PTSD, we show the stress-related disorder, we show the other problem like OCD. But if you go to the alpha, you relaxed. This is why the young children have more alpha. We work. Then we grow older, alpha go this one. Then the theta even slow. To keep the concentration, also you are very restful. So restful alertness, so can support peak performance. So they all covered area, all related to the attention, self-control, and deformal network. So the idea. So it's a summary. We published a paper on Nature Review. So summary. So this effortless mindfulness also include some part of, other different various, they actually show lots of brain activation involved self-control, attention, reward, emotion, also the interoceptive awareness, all that. So in summary for this part, so it seems that they involve the key region in attention self-control, like attention control, you have a region, emotion regulation, or self-awareness, you back center to yourself. Also, they change the self-processing related network, deformal network, save lots of energy and resource. So question here, our body brain cannot be separate. So we should figure out if the physiology also support. So this design, we want to target the central nervous system called the brain or the autonomic body. So we have a design here. We want to figure out if body brain work together to maintain this state. So we need to measure the brain, need to measure the physiology markers. So I show you this one. So this study, the blue is the IBMT, the red is the relaxation. So this SCR, this activity, decrease means more relaxed, more calm, more parasympathetic dominance. So you see beautiful here, right? Beautiful. And also RT also work. It means relaxation therapy also help anxiety, stress, but not good as IBMT. Important thing is about the 20 to 30 minutes. We find about the 15 to 20 minutes, you got a peak. In other words, if you do the effortless training, you need to maintain about 15 minutes, then you benefit more. Beginning, you can benefit also here. So we use this one to reduce stress, improve the moods, and treat depression, anxiety. It works very well. Then a similar idea about the heart rate variability here. Higher means better, more parasympathetic, high frequency. You see the similar story here. So in other words, the physiology really support our brain functioning to maintain this state. Then the question, if body brain work together, you can show one study to show they are correlated. So this is the next study. So this study, we measure the theta wave here, self-control center. We also measure heart rate variability here. So then we find that they beautiful correlate. In other words, brain body work together to maintain this effortless state. They always there. So if you only focus on the brain, the mental process, you lose the body part. If you only do the physical exercise, you can involve part of mental part, then you can get a better performance. So just the insight. So we go further, I want to give you a comparison of effortless training. So the number one, we cover, right? Lateral part. Then midline part, limbic system. Then sympathetic dominance and the parasympathetic, we talk about physiology, right? And then they all regarding to behavior and effort. So for the behavior, it's very important. We use a different attention mode. So for the effort training, it's a rigid, fixed. So very, very hard work, you get stressful. So you go to this attention mode. But for this one, we ask you to open focus in a soft, flexible attention mode that way. So we overlook this part. Then for this part, they need a continuous effort on one target, on task, or many tasks. And this one just rest as an innate awareness effortlessly. It's really hard to understand from the language, but I can show you how to do that. So I show you another figure regarding to a summary of the effortless training associated brain regions. You see this one first, ACC and PCC. So they actually work together to involve the effort monitoring. Too many effort, so they give a sign, too many. You need to adjust. Also here, also regulate globally. Here also self-control, self-regulation. So this part actually, if too many effort, they send a message to the lateral prefrontal parietal. If the good effort, they go this one, midline, send message here. Interesting here. So here we also call it the brain hub. Brain hub. This one is very important because our brain process information mainly in the back called the brain hub. So in the back, work very hard. We don't know, but the recent study show we work very hard in the back. So what's the evidence? So here, we have a Banner Health. So they have a Alzheimer Institute. So the group researchers start to 20 years ago. They published lots of paper targeted how the young people, middle age, older people, Alzheimer patients, how their brain looks like in the back. So they find in the back of PCC, here, PCC, they show reduced activity metabolism when people are Alzheimer. So they go further, go to the young person, they find, oh, why some young people, 20s, 30s, 40s, middle ager, they also show lower activity and metabolism. Then they find these people who show lower activity always have Alzheimer risk gene called ApoE4. So if a person has ApoE4 gene, so they show lower metabolism activity when they are young, but they have a super normal function. But over 20, 30 years later, they show the problem. It means if you have the risk gene, you need to have very healthy lifestyle. Healthy. My family had this gene, risk gene. So when I was 20, I should have a lower. But you remember our data, 5 sessions, we increase the PCC activity to only 5 sessions. In other words, if you have an effort training, effective training approach, you can actually modulate, recover this excessive use. Just because the brain information hub, you are overusing, they go to this one, exhausted. then you need to find a way to recover, to restore. So you can look at the paper. I think the first author is called Eric Riemann, the local Alzheimer researcher, Eric Riemann. So anyway, striatum here, very important regarding to the habit formation, reinforcement, automaticity of effortless. It means these two work together, but this one encode reinforce to form a habit. Then you can move on easily. So another thing I want to talk about here called parasympathetic. So sympathetic, this one, parasympathetic, this one. So they balance every day. In the morning, sympathetic, your stress hormone increase, cortisol increase, you are alert. Then in the evening, afternoon, you go this one. So this is parasympathetic dominant in the night, and in the morning, sympathetic. So they got a balance. But this effortless training, we find they can help to improve this one. So lots of study already show this one. I think it's important for for modern humans because we are in a doing mode every day, stressful. So our parasympathetic system already fell behind. So right now we need a way to improve it to balance. So also similar thing for nature exposure experience also increase the parasympathetic. They all effortless practice. Then the summary here. So this practice works through the regulation and the optimization of the central and autonomic nervous system and induce positive change in health performance. So I will show you more. So before I show you this one, it's always online. So we summarize our study, publish a paper. So there's one person in the meeting room. Okay. Exactly. Anyway, so next part regarding to the application in health and the human performance. So this one, I want to use one model. I'll check the eye from here. So 5 minutes late. So this is from an NIH model. You see the whole person health. So there are different dimensions, but here you can see from physiology, behavior, social, environmental. The focus on more health domain, but a health domain also can influence performance. Then you go to the VA, the VA part. So VA called a whole health model on both health and performance. So you see this. So they go to the family, they go to spiritual, they go to the mind, physiology, exercise, they go to the personal development, even though the lifestyle. But I also want to mention the National Guard part here. So National Guard had a holistic health and fitness, H2F, also focus on the physical part, nutrition, sleep part, and the mental, cognition, emotion, and also spiritual readiness. So they seem that they share lots of things. In other words, it seems that it's a direction. It's a direction. Many agencies, many scientists, clinicians, they move towards. So I want to explain further using this one. So I show you this one. So this, I'm talking about a bi-directional health disease continuum, and also human performance. Let me explain this one first. So this one, we can see the healthy people here and the people with disease. So if we are healthy, we got a problem like stress, poor diet, sedentary lifestyle, so we can have a problem here, right? But if we take care of ourselves, nutrition, exercise, intervention, so we start the brain body behavior change, then this disease state can change to this one, right, towards. But that have not finished yet. We go further, so we can see here, this is the human performance. So you have a better health, balanced body mind state, you support human performance. But at the same time, you have a better performance strategy. The strategy can really support the healthy and well-being too. So this is the idea. But why? I want to ask you why. So why it works? Why they get together? So I want to explain further why the health performance are closely related. So they both influence, depend on each other in various ways. Number one, so if we talk about the physical health and the physical performance, we all know this one, right? It's essential for our performance. Number two, we can go to the mental health. Mental health and the mental performance, including lots of things right here. We can also show this. Like a COVID, people have a brain fog. Brain fog means that they don't have the mental clarity. But they may not be a real problem, but you need a way to restore the brain, recover it. So mental clarity, focus, and other ability, so they actually can really influence performance. But then if you don't have this kind of mental health, certainly cannot support your performance, right? Then you go further, go to the emotional health and the social performance, another domain. You will see this emotional health can help us to manage social situation, build a relationship, and communicate effectively. So right now, we prefer to use the holistic approach to help both health and performance. So they all know here, right? So important thing about here, so the balancing these aspects and addressing any imbalance can really lead the overall functioning performance. Similarly important here, investing in performance strategy can really contribute to better health outcome and well-being. So therefore, this effort training, they targeted both body and the brain, right? The state, this whole system. So should improve the both health performance in physical, mental, social aspect. So I show some example. I don't have time to talk about the physical, but I want to tell you. So for physical part performance, we have lots of study using the effort training combined with exercise, or exercise in the effortless way to do it. So I'm targeting like a mental part today. So I will focus on the attention first. Attention network. Michael Posner is my collaborator. So I think he turned in the 90s this year. This is a very classic task for measure attention. So important things here I want to show you. So this exact attention and self-control share the same brain network here, but this network, if they have a deficit, so they are related to many problems, behavior problems, ADHD, mental disorder, anxiety, depression, PTSD, Alzheimer, addiction, autism, development disorder, and learning disability, even though schizophrenia. So just the attention self-control deficit. So if we improve this network, then they actually target or treat the cause of many, many problems, rather than we treat the problem disorder in isolation way. So I show you, so the task is very simple. So this one. If this one go to the same direction, we call the hungry. If you go to the different direction, like right now, different direction here. So you got a conflict, you got to slow down here. So this conflict can really matter. It costs a longer time. Very simple. So the first study I show you here, 5 sessions. For IBMT, for RT, you see this one improved. This one means the time of solve the problem, called the efficiency. Lower IBMT means they use a shorter time to solve the conflict, to execute, to execute, to exert the control. And others also change, but not significant. If you go longer time, let's see, longer time. So you see both change. So this one means longer here means they can sustain attention for longer time. maintain attention for a longer time. So this one almost close, significant. So it seems that they have a dose-dependent fashion. Attention support all the performance. Attention also related to the emotion regulation and the relationship. Then I want to go further, talk about attention and effort and optimal performance. So you see, this part is a balanced attention state. So this part is a focused attention. This part diffuse attention because of different task. If you achieve this one, we found you can easily support either task. If you are here, we need to give you the strategy, you go here. If you are here, you need back. So like a balance. They all publish work if you're interested. So right now we talk about attention control performance, but if we improve attention, also improve self-control, we should find emotion regulation better. Stress reduction is better, right? So I show you. So this is the emotion regulation work. So this is a before after in the IBMT group. So all this color, all this color you can see after. So this is A, C, D, E, F, all the negative emotion. And this one, last one is positive, vigor activity. You see after 5 sessions, all the negative part decreased, all significant except this one, close significant. And this one, all the energy, vigor improved just 5 sessions. Then another group did a replicate study using the positive effect and a negative effect. So you see the same design, beginning 2 group, no difference. After positive emotion increase, after negative emotion decrease. So in other words, so it seems that the short session is enough to improve the emotion, like anxiety, depression, PTSD, many problems, just very short. So then for stress reduction. So for this one, we want to ask, so can we improve the stress hormone, can we reduce stress hormone cortisol? Also improve the immune function. We use a saliva sample. You can use a blood sample too. 5 sessions. So they practice the 5 sessions here, have a 5 minutes rest in lab. Then we got a cortisol here. Then we give a 3-minute stress task. What kind of task? Ask you to do the mass calculation. I usually go to 1, 3, 5, 2, minus 89. 1, 2, 3 seconds. Give me answer. You don't have answer, so give you another one. You try. So you continue to subtract from the result. So most people fail. For 3 minutes, so they got highly stressful. Cortisol go up. We tested this task in MIT professor. They say that's highly stressful because it's impossible. Then we got a second saliva. Then another 20 minutes in the lab. They practiced because 20 minutes is a window, the peak of the cortisol. So then we get another one here. So you see the result. So beginning after 5 sessions, IBMT show lower cortisol, not significant, right? But go to the stress task, all the group improved. But this one improved a lot, relaxation. If the with this no relaxation, they go even higher. Then 20 minutes continue improved stress level. And this one, IBMT improves slowly. Only they do about the 20 sessions, they can change the baseline here. It means dose dependent. Same time, if cortisol up, immune function down. So you see the immune function here. So originally in the initial state after 5 sessions, IBMT show higher immune function level, only 5 sessions. Then you give the stress task, both improve. Why? Because the acute stress can improve immune function, then down. Then you see 20 minutes here, 20 minutes relaxation group immune function goes down immediately. Then IBMT group still holds very high level of immune function. In other words, even though a very short session, they can reduce stress hormone and also improve immune function. So if we are in the lower stress level, higher immune function, it's very important for the health, well-being, right? Even for recovery, if you have a problem. So I don't have time to talk more, but I want to show you, for this study, I only introduce a part. For this topic, there are many, many studies since 2019, each year over 1,000 studies, paper published. So about how mindfulness influences health and performance, and treat many, many disorders. So we don't need to cover too much. I want to show you. And the last piece, we don't have much time. I want to talk a little bit about how to cultivate. So this one I call the attention balance state. So this state is not effort to control, manipulate, stimulate object. Instead, you go this one. So this one thing. Number two, so this one contrasts with our typical attention state, which is often propositional, clinging to or suppressing our mental state and behavior through effortful and control here. So usually our attention is not in balance. So we try to avoid something we don't like it, avoid or resist dislike, and cling attached to what we like. So this is unbalanced, like the substance user. They are highly sensitive to the drug cue. So this is an attention problem, not imbalance. So this ABS state can initiate a new conditioning when we train them. Then to guide our attention through an open, soft, flexible mode. With practice, this attention may become a new attention habit. Give you an example. So we have one participant in lab, start from Saturday. So he has many problems. I just give you an example about the substance use. Half pack smoking, drinking one bottle per day, huge. Marijuana, 15 days in a month. So first session, we did not ask because my graduate student said that should not change. Second session, we found something changed. My student said, no, I didn't believe that. We don't ask, but the third session, we ask, Monday, ask. So he only used 2 cigarettes in one day and 2 drinks, not 1 bottle per day. Cannabis not change. Then, fourth day and yesterday, my student report me again, no tobacco, no alcohol, only 2 cannabis. Usually he got more per day. So just one case I show you, it seems that there's something we don't know yet. But if we train them, they can improve attention, self-control. They can change a lot of things. We don't intentionally change addiction behavior. We don't do that. So this one give example how you can get attention balance state. So we don't have much time. I move faster here. So trying not to try is one important part. And this related to doing and being. Trying but not to try, you go that way. Then we have a more thing you can study, but I want to summary first. So today I target all that part. So I want to mention here, so different effort training may share an overlapping mechanism, but each may involve an area that may be unique to that particular training possible. We don't know yet. And also they enhance both health performance in the many, many domains. So this one can really help to calculate. So today I share with you my understanding, but there are many things we don't know, at least here. So we don't know all these questions, even though we don't know how to integrate, combine these 2 types of training, effortful effortless. And how to translate daily life, we don't know. If somebody respond very good, like I mentioned one case, maybe other are non-responder. We need to consider how to deliver the training. Right? So there are more questions, but I want you to have this view. So we have a lot of research, but this is the relative truth, because one thing, we have a limited human capacity. So we hypothesize, maybe we have a problem in our thinking, right? Another, we have a technology limitation. So we may not have the full picture yet. And another part, I encourage go to this one, to open mind. It's like effortless training attitude. So I think I'm going to stop here. Well, thank you for attention, but I want to thank from the agency and my lab members again. Thank you. Stop here.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, we have a
Got
couple minutes, right?
3 minutes left for questions, if there's any. Maybe anything online, and then we can, if there's anything online, Gary, then we can always address this.
This so resonates for me.
Yeah.
Intuitively.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
For the ACC, PCC striatum circuit and effortless training, do you think there's possibility for exploration with the APOE gene for Alzheimer's?
You mean related to their part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, our new data founded by NIH already show something. Yeah, so we have a gene, right? And our control is there.
Yeah.
About 0.5% our physiology, brain functioning, behavior are driven by that. But we have another 50% our lifestyle, our intention, our will, mental power. So we found that if we deliver the training to this group, they have a Alzheimer's gene, they don't have it. So we find they receive the training differently. Interesting. But we measure the blood sample, also the brain imaging. Then we found blood draw already show lots of Alzheimer-related markers reduced after this effortless training. And also the ACC, PCC activate same time. In other words, it might be a very new direction from the behavior, brain, and the gene. We call it epigenetic change. The experience shaped the gene expression. Yeah. Good question. You have, yeah.
Oh,
Go
no,
ahead.
I was saying before that just the information resonates. And even I've done my own Zen Buddhism, as a group in Tempe.
Yeah.
You can just feel the difference after a while. Sure. And also the mindfulness with John Petterson,
Mhm.
same thing. It's so intuitive and
Yeah,
you can see the difference. And even with the trauma, it's not deterministic that there's gonna be a problem. Like if you do things, it can change.
okay. So we, this is online. We go Stephanie first. I go next one.
You can actually answer that one because I can come up and.
Oh, later, yeah, okay. So they talk about the lasting effect, yeah. So asking how sustainable about the effect. So it's a very important question. So interesting, we find the lasting effect really related to your age. So for the undergrad college student, they got a 5 session. So most last one. Okay. How many practice skills you taught them? Okay, got it. So undergrad student, if I have 5 sessions, usually they stop. They only want the money for the study. They forgot it. So they go about a month, 2 months, 3 months, no. Then you go to the 10 session, 20 session, they go upper, 3 months longer than down. We don't have money to track for longer time. Then go to the middle age, aging population. They are very good. They commit to do it because they think it's so important. They do it. But they are a little bit older, life stress, many things. So they compromise. It's huge variation, but their commitment very good. They still can go 5 sessions, 10 sessions, go to the couple months, even longer, it depends on individual. That interesting for children. You know, they are in the school, kindergarten, we train them. So no stress, no life, no emotion problem. So they have a 10 session, they hold over 18 months, 1.5 years. So it seems that depends on your daily stress level, your sleep good or not, your emotional, even you take medication, influence your system, all need to consider factors. So without that interference, you hold for a longer time. It's unbelievable. So this is Stanford study. You're talking about the called snapshot intervention or movie intervention. It means some intervention target the symptom, some intervention target the cause of symptom problem. This is why you target the cause of the problem can really change so many things and last longer. Yeah.
Probably let everybody,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let everybody go online. Thank you very much for attending.
Thank you.
Welcome to keep the conversation going offline. Thanks, everybody.
Just a recording. Some professor asked me to record. So Gary can help, right?
Thank you very
It's still
much.
recording, right? They're on the